Hello, folks. Welcome to your favourite karate podcast. I'm Ross, and I'm here with my partner in crime, and another plethora of special guests. We have our teenagers, our anxiety-filled, hormonal, insecure, unstable teenagers.
Look at the body language right now.
It's all.
They do not want to be
Phoenix pose and Joker.
Yeah.
You know, when he's sitting there in the podcast, like, you're awful tumor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so how's it going, guys?
It's going pretty good.
It's good.
Good. Just finished some. Well, two of you have finished some super cool competition training. One of you was reduced to the sidelines, unfortunately.
Who we will not name.
We'll save it for at the end because it's a good story to finish off the podcast.
We'll have to have them introduce themselves, right?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Who will we start with? Ben.
Me? Okay. Hi. I'm Ben. I'm 15.
You can say you're a black belt.
I'm a black belt. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
And next is
I'm Karl, I'm 16, second black belt.
Second Dan. He had to
Second Dan,
say
he had
that.
I'm Georgia, I'm 18, and I'm Shodan.
ooh, fancy with the. I'm
It's the
Ross,
Japanese
I'm-
terminology.
I'm 26.
I haven't cheated.
One more day. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Ross.
Yeah,
For tomorrow.
Gonna celebrate.
By squad training?
No. But guys, do you all listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
A
Sometimes.
few of them, yeah.
I've
They're
listened to
great.
Casual
most of them.
fans.
Casuals, a bunch of casuals. So as you know, we've got we talk about karate in general. We talk about our funny stories, our thoughts about what's happening day to day in the karate world and stuff. And the first thing I want to get to know about all three of you is why, how, what got you into karate in the first place. Start with Ben.
Oh god. Well, I mean, Mum just dropped me off at the dojo one day and was like, train. I was like, and I was too young to think of any sort of independent thought away from my parents' desires, so I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing now.
And he still hasn't developed any independent thought.
And his mother still hasn't come back to collect him. That was 5 years ago now. Yeah, he lives in the dojo. He's the dojo boy.
So Mum just threw you in and said, "This is it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Go and annoy someone else." Like,
Yeah, my sister did it before me.
okay.
With a bunch of her own friends, like her own gang. I think she only got the brown belt. Noob. Yeah, and then like when I was 5, my mum decided, hey, you're doing a summer camp now. So I was like, okay, and it was at the dojo, and that was my humble beginnings to karate. It wasn't me going, Mom, can I please do karate? I want to be Bruce Lee. It was, no, you're doing karate. That's how.
So very much scruff of the neck, thrown through the door.
Yeah,
This is it. You're gonna love this.
pretty much it.
Well,
yeah.
let's stay with that for a second. Did you hate it, Ben?
I actually, for a while, I didn't enjoy it because it was kind of like the whole mentality of like you know, what was it, Tom Sawyer? You know, the whole thing of like when he was painting the fence,
Yeah.
and he instead he was like, oh, this is awesome. You have to pay me to paint my fence for me, and that was the kind of the whole thing. Because Mum kind of forced me into it. I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. You know, I could be doing something else. You know, that whole sort of thing. For a while, and then I don't know, recently, I guess since I dropped, since in first year, after I took a while just to settle into school, and then when I got back into it, I kind of started really enjoying it and kind of thinking, okay, you know what, I know I kind of have to go, but I might as well enjoy it and make the most of it while I'm here.
And did you find that when you became a teenager, you started first year in secondary school, did your physical ability change?
Well, I got taller.
Yeah.
And
Yes, you did.
Ben's 6'3", I think.
yeah,
yeah.
6'3" around there.
Yeah. Tall boy.
tall boy. I got taller, so, and my arms got longer, so did my legs, my limbs in general. Just yeah. So
You got taller, is what you're trying
yeah,
to say.
that's pretty much how I got better.
Okay.
Just get taller, kids.
Yeah, just grow. That's the echo of other Ben that we had that was like, if you could improve anything, he would be like, I want to grow. I want to be taller.
What do you think you need to practice, Ben? Practicing at home? Getting taller.
Carl, then you.
I started when I was 5. My best mate was doing it for a couple of weeks, and like, cause we were in like play school together. Of course, I wanted to go, and then I went, and then we both did it in Irishtown. We got to like around purple belt, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you start coming to the dojo to do proper, higher level classes." And then when we went, he only stayed for a couple of months, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't really want to do it." We were probably about like 8 or something then.
Yeah.
Then he dropped off, and I was like, I kind of like it. Like, I'll stick to it.
Who was your sensei when you started?
And I started was Ed.
Oh, Ed was
It was
sick.
Ed and
You weren't around for him, were you?
Ed and
No,
Bob.
I've met Ed before.
You've met
but
Ed,
he,
yeah.
he was 2 instructors before me.
Yeah,
Getting
he
here, I
was,
think.
he was awesome.
It was Ed and then Bo.
All right,
for a
calm
while.
down, Ben.
Actually, some of my students in, well, they come to various dojos, but they train with me 2 or 3 times a week, depending on the week, and they also train with Ed in school. So he's in some school, I think, down in Stillorgan.
I've met up with Ed a couple of times. Stuff. Ed's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Ed.
I think I met his brother.
Big up.
Big up. And that's it. After you, so you just
Yeah.
sort of started it with your friend, and then
Yeah,
he
came
dropped out,
here,
and you kept
he-
going.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it from the start?
From the I can't remember. Like, I was only 5. But
Yeah.
like,
Must have.
Yeah, I remember some bits like that I liked, and yeah.
It's like the way Scott Sensei tells his story. He just can't remember not doing martial arts. He doesn't know
Yeah.
whether he liked it or disliked it. He's just always done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Georgia?
I started with my 3 other siblings, and I started because I always kind of like wanted to hit people, but it was never like
Bit psychotic.
it's like nothing's really changed. I don't know, like I was always kind of like
sparring.
I was always kind of like a tomboy when I was younger, but like
No, really?
Wait, what?
no, but
Fake tan Georgia, tomboy.
This is news.
No, but I don't know. I wanted to do ropey at first, but my mom wouldn't let me 'cause she thought I might break my nose. And then somehow she let me do karate, and
Like that wouldn't break your nose.
yeah, that was I don't know.
I
And
can
then
testify. Karate breaks your nose.
Yes.
but then my other siblings dropped. My sister Hannah, my 2 younger siblings dropped out, and then my older sister got to yellow belt, I think, and then she just got lazy and then just stopped. And then, I don't know if I just kept going.
Yeah.
I really liked it, obviously.
You liked it from the start?
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to kind of like I used to do a lot of swimming, and then I don't know how it kind of like I did swimming and football, and then it kind of took over, but I don't know how, but yeah.
God, you're surrounded by a bunch of awesome people. That's
Yeah.
deadly. Second question:
Mm.
out of all your super ninja training,
Mhm.
any's had to use it? Carl, you're from the
The
Go
continent of
for it.
Europe.
I've
I've seen that, yeah.
No.
No, never.
I
He's
can think
lying.
about this.
Yeah, actually, wait, Karl told us a story once, didn't he?
I don't know.
Isn't there a story about you
No.
beating someone up?
No.
No.
I think
Karl.
I
Skangman Karl.
I've seen
Pretty
him come out with his
shanky
knuckles all, I don't know if he
All
just got,
torn up.
if he just been, showing off and punching stuff or punching people. But
Well,
yeah.
that's using your karate. You don't have to
Oh, yeah,
use it
that's
to
like
hurt
in
somebody.
the gym. That was in the gym. It was
Oh,
like hitting
Laying
the
people.
bag, like
Right.
bare
I had
knuckle
no,
bag
like,
work.
gloves or anything.
So you just went old school.
Bad idea.
What have you been?
For me, like not in like a serious situation, no, but like just like kind of like a fun like kind of scrap with someone. Just sometimes you're it just kind of happens and you're just kind of like pushing, and it's just a little fun kind of like just horseplay kind of. But that's about it, really.
Yeah.
It's nothing serious.
Playing Power Rangers in the back garden.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What about you, Georgia?
No, I try to get my brother, and he's such a little wimp. He's like taller than me, and I'm like, come on, Carl, like hit me, and he's like, no.
Georgia goes out looking for fights.
You're like the most unassuming psychopath I've ever met. Jesus, so like cute and innocent, and then I just love hitting people.
Oh, it's mad.
God.
Madness.
So none of you have ever been in a situation where you had to apply your karate skills. Well, that's good for you, I suppose.
That's because of the karate skills. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That's because-
Don't be there. That's the best self-defense.
Yeah.
It's
It's like
to
the Hunger Games. The best way to survive is just don't volunteer to die.
True.
You know.
True.
It's nice
So-
kind of knowing, like, especially being a girl, kind of that you're not okay fully, but you kind of have that, like, you have, like, maybe a better reaction if something did happen, kind of. It wouldn't be, like, just a big freeze up, you know?
So do you feel like out of a group of random, say, average girls in Dublin, you'd be one of the ones who's more able to take care of herself?
Yes.
Like to watch her own back?
Yeah, like, my friends are, like, they're like, oh, Georgia, you know, they kind of, like, you know?
You're the fighter of the group?
Yeah.
I think if I was on a date, I would be like, Georgia.
They're like, oh, like, it's not like, oh, we're fine, we have Georgia, but it's just a bit more, like...
So
It's a
George
bit
is
more
the
comfortable.
student that when we're doing kumite in the dojo and we always say keep it light, she's the one you'll have to say it to maybe 6 or 7 times during the session, you know. Just keep it light, Georgia.
It's just fun.
It's just fun hitting people. It's great.
So George, did you ever get annoyed if, like, because obviously you're saying you ask your brother to hit you, you enjoy hitting people. Do you ever get annoyed when, you know, you're partnered up with people on the dojo and they go super light on you?
Yes.
Does that annoy you?
I've had a few comments even from years ago that I remember, just like people pairing up and be like, okay, I'll go very light, don't worry. And then I'm like, that's it, I'm going. I'm going in.
You're dead.
That's light
You're dead
still.
now. You're dead now.
No, but even like, because I spoke about this before to people, like even when you have like kind of a new person and it's kind of like, oh yeah, like it's like they don't, it's not like, I don't know, they just come and you kind of tell they're like, oh yeah, like it's a girl, it'll be fine, and then you start hitting them and just kind of like, oh,
You
know,
mean like
you
a
see it,
stranger
like-
that comes to the dojo and doesn't know that
As
our
in-
female students can kick ass?
yeah, no,
Okay.
I've
Or
heard it
just a
few
beginner that doesn't know what they're
Yes.
doing and thinks I'm going to be super nice because I don't want my ass kicked, and they're being
George-
super nice, and George is just like fucking. "Rah!"
Georgia.
times. No, but sometimes you kind of like you hit, even dead say stuff like new people might say like, oh, I'll go easy. I'm like, excuse me, like come on.
You're wearing a black belt. Jesus,
I know.
definitely don't let them away with that.
Do you boys go easy on Georgia?
No.
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 Oh, thanks, guys. And that's why when I turned 18, I was like, okay, now can everyone just go for it? Like, there's no
Can
excuse
everyone be
now.
rude?
He said to me one time, I really want to cut away from karate with like a black eye or something, just to
Yeah.
show people how to
Just to
karate.
be like,
I can be
yeah,
arranged.
they hit people here.
I've said it on the podcast before. I always make sure I try to hit the girls a little bit harder.
Thank you.
I just
So
have
if you want to know my reasons, go back to that episode. I don't know, 7 maybe.
ages ago,
No,
yeah.
no, 7 is Guy there. No idea what episode that was, but yeah,
I just have the base control. That's just it.
Russ
Yeah.
doesn't hit anybody hard.
I don't hit
It's just
anyone
like a
hard,
pillow.
Ever.
Mm.
Exactly. Skin touch. Perfect.
Except for on Fridays.
Except for special Friday training days. Did you see the video of Sean? What a laugh, guys! Check out the video on my Facebook profile of me and Sean doing the last round of the day. It's funny.
Oh god, very
It's a
funny.
good laugh. Sean's so funny. So, do you guys ever? Are you guys? Here, that's a question. Because when I was a teenager, I was growing. I was starting to pair up with adults and stuff like that a lot more. Actually, all the time. And I always had like a couple of guys in the dojo that I was like scared to pair up with. You'd still pair up, you still get over the hump of being scared. But is there anyone in the dojo that when you're paired up with them, you're kind of like, oh Jesus, this is going to be a hell of a time?
Carl, I think.
Carl?
But I know you're not gonna like hurt, but it's just kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm gonna get sweeped.
I feel like with some people, yeah, like Karl, I guess maybe like Victor, I don't know, I kind of have this mental barrier where I'm kind of like, I don't want to go because I don't want to go, and I just panic so much against those people. Like typically when I'm against, I don't know, like someone who I'm with a lot, like I don't know, Adam maybe or Caitlin, I'm a lot more kind of relaxed. But I don't know, when I'm against like Karl or Victor, you know, someone getting the golds, I always panic. I don't know why. It's just a mental barrier thing, I guess.
I mean, if I was as tall as you, Ben, like
Yeah.
I would be scared of no one ever.
If I had a penny every time someone said that, I would have Wait, let me count this.
Bunch of pennies.
Probably, like, at least a
Full
couple
pockets.
euro.
What about you, Carl?
Not anymore.
No.
Like now, I more want to go up against like the person that comes here
Yeah.
to train. Like
Yeah.
I like, I want to show off. Like I want everyone to be.
I want to
Like I want
dominance.
like Scott Sensei to be like, Karl, you got the new guy. That like, say if a black belt comes,
Break
Yeah.
him in.
like, oh Karl, you go against him. Because then he's like, right, like, I want him
Beat
to
them.
show off. I want him
Break
to
him in.
show
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
dead right.
Show
dead
us,
right.
show him what
100%,
the
man.
dojo
Yeah.
can
100%.
do.
And you
Like,
take those opportunities when you get
So,
them.
what do you think's giving you that confidence? Because I think a lot of people do karate to develop confidence, and you guys are obviously confident teenagers. You're talking on a podcast with no worries. You're not nervous or anything like that about it. You've all graded to at least Shodan, so you've been under a lot of pressure. All three of you have competed. You've all won medals and abroad in competitions and stuff. What is it that do you think develops? Like, because obviously you guys clearly a little bit of fear of Karl and stuff. But what do you think is the steps to get past that fear?
Carlophobia.
Karlophobia, yeah.
You know, Karl has very good control as well, guys. Like,
Oh,
it doesn't.
is this like?
But
doesn't
it's
hurt.
really
It's the
scary.
shame of having to pick
It's
yourself off the
sca-
floor every 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's scary when he moves forward. He just goes and he just does the kind of like roll over thing where he just kind of
Oh yeah, I
The
know
blitz.
that thing.
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
yeah,
The
the
blitz.
blitz,
Yeah.
the blitz. That's just a special move, like spam or one on something.
What was the question you asked there?
How, like, what is it? What do you think it is that's developed your confidence? Because I think a lot of people start martial arts, karate, to develop confidence because
Yeah.
they lack confidence. So, what is it do you think that gives you the confidence to go out and compete internationally, to grade, to get to that level where new people come into the dojo and you're not scared at all? Like Victor the other day. Victor's a great fighter. You know, you would mention Victor of people that you'd be, wary to
Yeah.
pair up with. When Tony was sparring Victor on Wednesday, Caitlin laughed and said, "Victor's scared of Tony," and he's like, "No, I'm not." I was like, "Okay, you need to pair up with Tony then." And he went paired up with Tony, and Victor was really scared of Tony.
No way.
Because he's a new guy, he doesn't know what
Yeah.
to expect. And Tony went to try and sweep him, I think, 2 times in a row, and that totally put Victor on the back foot.
Yeah.
It's not something that happens often, obviously.
Yeah.
So even Victor has that fear of
Yeah.
the new guy, and Carl, you're saying you're now, let me have a go at the new guy,
And
which is great.
You know what else? I will get back to the question you asked, but,
Yeah.
but today, Victor, I don't know if he was like trying to be respectful or something, but he could obviously Victor can pick me apart. He's a champion kumite guy, and so can Ben because he's he's long as
The giant.
His arms are as long as I am tall. But
You're probably not even wrong there.
yeah. But the two of them were like real, like, no, I was like, I'm not going to say I got the better of Victor. I'd say it was equal, but it shouldn't be
I get it.
because he's
but-
so much faster than me.
And that's what the question's about. What do you think it is that helps you develop the confidence and get to the stage that Carl's at, where he's now fears no man?
I guess just like really, I'd say like, probably just like partnering up with that person that you're probably scared of like over and over again until you kind of get over that barrier would probably be the best way to do it. But hey, I guess I should practice what I preach,
Yeah.
For me, like the competitions and stuff, it's like the fact of knowing that I'm capable.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've been, even for the Worlds in Prague, like I knew like months in advance that I was going, and like I remember the first time when I was going away, like that killed me. I was like, oh no, like
The anticipation.
it started to build up
Yeah.
and build up. But like I kind of got into my head, I was like, I'm able for this. Like there's obviously a reason why I got picked to go. Like,
Yeah.
and like if I put the right amount of work in, then I'm there. I was there on the day, and I'm like these guys aren't any different to me. Like they've put enough work in as me. Like I should be able to win. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
That's
kind of
right.
experience. After a while, you just
Yeah.
the nerves start to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what my level of kumite was, but I'd been sparring with the guys in the morning, Ross and the rest of the gang, for like
Ages.
8 months by the time our competition was on.
Yeah.
And the SKIF basically sent their squad, like their international squad, and these guys were like
Very good.
bit scary looking, and they were also very good. But I scored in both my fights, and I was like, fuck yeah, I can do this.
Good.
Yeah.
What about you, Georgia?
See, I remember like even like the Saturday class. Like I wanted to do it for like years. I remember like you guys would do it, but I was just so scared. But I think just kind of being pushed a bit kind of helped. And then just like it's not going to be it's not easy, you know. We just kind of get through it, you know. Like, you can't be like demotivated from like one bad fight, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's like, even like if I go out and I lose, but if like I got a point, I'm just happy, and I know like it's getting better, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's answering the question or not, but
Well,
I
speaking
think
of
just practicing
yeah.
and just doing more like
Just
competitions
putting
and
yourself
stuff.
under those pressure situations.
Yeah.
So where, like, one of the things I've done was when I was training, especially coming up when I was young, I was always scared of this boy called Adam Hewson, who was a lot
If you're
older
listening,
than me.
Adam,
Adam.
look at him now.
Still be a little bit scared of Adam, I think. He was much bigger, much older, and he used to always, the thing is, he used to always hurt me. He had terrible control. I used to always come away with burst lips, burst nose, black. I was a tough boy who used to always hurt me, but I would always pair up with him first every class, just because I don't know why, because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be scared to pair up with him. I was scared, and I would be sitting there scared the whole time until one day I think I started a competition, blew him out the water, picked him apart, and then after that I was like, oh, this stuff, like, it works, you know, putting yourself under that pressure, that uncomfortable situation. And I think that's what part of the training should be about. I think if you're comfortable in training, you need to change something about it.
Yeah.
Always be in a state
Yeah.
of discomfort.
Who was
That's like
it?
what like at the start of Karate Stupid. That was what like Scott Sensei was talking about, because he went to, I can't remember whose class it was, because he was saying, like, you know, he really enjoyed going to those sorts of trainings. He was like anticipating, like, yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
And he was like, that wasn't kind of what it should have been, you know.
Yeah, he wrote a great article called The Thin Yellow Line. And he
That's
talks
it.
about-
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
And he talks about there should always be a little bit of that sort of butterflies, like before you go on training, there should be a little bit of, ooh, so and so
Yeah.
showed up tonight. So when you guys walk in and Carl's
Carl's
warming up, it's like, whoa, Carl's here. Whoa, it's back time. So yeah, I think that's the key.
It
Yeah.
just kind of comes together, you know. You just keep doing it, and then you realize like the competitions aren't going to be much worse, in a way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like going out of your comfort zone, and that's hard to do, and that's what's going to give you confidence. But where do you find the motivation to put yourself through that? Like, why do you do it? Why do you want to get better? Think about it now.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Has karate just become like part of your lifestyle now, to the point where it's like, oh yeah, going training 2-3 times a week is just something that you're now in your routine you're doing, or is it something that I want to be good at this?
Well, it could be
Right,
anything. It could be like
like-
you want to impress boys, you want to impress girls. It could be you want to impress your sensei. It could be you want to impress the other people in your class. It could be you want to get fitter and stronger, or anything like that.
I think it's different, because I always think about this in motivation for training. I think we starting so young, because I started when I was 7.
Yeah.
I think when you start that young and you keep going right the way through your teens, and then you're not really doing it for a purpose of, I want to achieve this and this and this, because you've been doing it before you had any of that kind of ambition.
True.
So then it's just becomes part of everyday life.
Yeah.
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 You agree?
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's-
Shit question,
like-
Ruan.
It's like dedicated.
It's like I'm with a friend group online or something, and then it's just like, you know, I'm like, okay, I have to go for karate in a bit, and they're like, yeah, okay, sure, bye, and it's just like a routine, you know, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, what Sensei Scott said about, like, you know, you can't remember a time before. It's just always been there, and there's always been that routine from the start. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even like when there's like stuff on, like with my friends, even like I'd put like karate first, even when it's something great. I don't know, I just much prefer it.
I think you need to tone it down a
Going
bit, Georgia. You're being a bit weird now.
No, but like, I could like either like go out like for coffee with my friends or do karate, but it's just like I just want to do karate. I don't really know why, but it's not really a question.
Because we're better friends than your friends.
I mean, I don't even get asked to do things by my friends, so.
Keep it light.
It's not a therapy session,
Not
Ben.
that kind of podcast. Right? Oh, God. All right, then. What about life in the dojo? How often do you train, Georgia?
It's been a bit up and down lately because I'm in 6th year, but
The pressure's up.
Yeah, there's just no time. It makes it's annoying, but
How often would you over the summer? How often did you train? You were training a lot over the summer.
I try to train every day. Like there's no day that I won't do.
Every class, like I think during the summer you were here Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and
Fridays.
Saturdays,
Yeah.
and Fridays to help teach. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And last year I think I did that as well.
I think that's what Caitlin's doing just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin's here every day,
Yeah.
apart from Fridays because there's no classes.
I'm
for her.
scared, man. She's gonna turn into a.
She's already turned
A
into
killer.
basically. Yeah. It's a shame Caitlin wanted to be here, but she couldn't. She had to go home. But we'll definitely get her on.
Yeah.
She's a very interesting character to talk to. I think.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She is
15.
15.
Oh, 15. Okay, she. And Carl, how often when your ankle isn't sprained?
Usually, like, if I could, it'd be Tuesday, Wednesday, either Wednesday or Thursday, and then Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3.
But Carl's a working man now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
got the shifts.
It's got responsibility.
What, are you saving up money for something?
Not really, no.
No,
Nothing that important, no.
no.
Don't think so.
You don't have any thinking in the future.
Need goals.
I don't know. Maybe like a car or something when I'm older, but like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm only
Saving up for
16.
the first mower. I like.
Ben.
Well, about like I guess I try to do 4 times a week.
Okay.
Sometimes it just doesn't really work out. Sometimes there's just a bunch of unhappy coincidences that just kind of be like, no.
All right. So you're in here at least 3 times a week,
Yeah.
Each
yeah.
day, yeah.
each of you. So what do you think of life in the dojo? You know, the community we have here. I know I'm kind of like asking you this so you can go, oh, there's such a nice community and stuff, but you can complain if you want.
Yeah, vent.
What's the best and worst thing about
Nobody
life in
listens
the
to
dojo?
this podcast. Like, nobody's going to hear it.
Just
like,
don't say any names.
you know, this guy, oh man, he sucks. Oh god, that's actually a really good question. Best thing.
The last time I asked a quote really good question, nobody had an answer. I think that's just what
Hard
you
to
say when you
think
don't
of
have an
all
answer,
this time.
Ben.
Yeah.
You don't really think about it.
Yes.
Until you,
Well, I guess the best thing is just like the sense of community, I guess. Like that whole sense in itself is just really amazing, and I think we got a really nice positive community going on. There's not really any sort of thing where no one kind of dislikes each other. You know, it's like, oh, I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy. Most of the time, very very rarely, apart from a certain few cases. But most of the time, it's like everyone's good friends with another. You know, that I'd say that's probably the best thing. You know what I mean? I'm saying we're not.
It's like having AG on the podcast.
Yeah. Have you got a worse thing? Has anyone got a worse thing? What's the worst thing about this dojo?
Yeah.
the changing rooms. But
The
that's
changing
kind
rooms.
Our changing room's like class, man.
Yeah.
They're so big.
Oh, you guys all
More than one
play.
shower.
We have a moldy changing room with one shower. We're all bumping
If you
into
think
each other.
yours is moldy, you should
Yeah.
see
Ours
the
has
gents.
more mold
Yeah.
because it's bigger.
Ratio of
Those
mold.
2 showers going day and night, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think there's anything to complain
Changing
about,
rooms.
really. Except for changing rooms.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a very homey vibe. I don't know, like I feel very comfortable here.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you guys anything. It's just...
Just like
We have to listen.
we're obligated.
Yeah. And everyone's trying to help each other. I don't feel like competitive at all, really.
Yeah.
That's good.
You guys were helping out during the first half of the competition class here. You were coaching the juniors.
Somebody.
Oh, but of course Carl wasn't here, but he would have been
Yeah.
if he'd been here.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
I wasn't there.
Oh, George, you weren't here
I
either.
was
Just
there.
Ben, tell us about coaching the juniors.
Well, I mean, I really enjoy it. I don't know why. I like to grow up. I really want to be a teacher of some sort, I guess. And it's just great to kind of have that sort of thing of like, this can change a lot about something, and it's just I don't know. I just really enjoy it personally. Just teaching, it's always nice.
Just helping people, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
helping, yeah.
It seemed when each of those little brown belt kids had a black or a brown belt in front of them, you guys who are about probably like 7, 8, 9 years older than them, they seemed really motivated.
No.
They like really wanted to impress you. I thought it was
No.
really cute.
That's why.
But Georgia, you help teach with me on Mondays in my Sandyford class.
And Carl done a 5-month stint with me.
For 6 months.
Yeah, 5-6 months to helping me.
Most
with the-
fourth year.
Yeah.
Helping out.
How'd you find teaching karate?
I love it. It kind of brought me up again. Like it made me kind of like I don't know how to say it. Like love karate more again. You know, just kind of like it's like I feel like this year like a lot of opportunities have come that I've never thought of, and I definitely want to do it like when I'm in college or something. But I don't know. I just love it, and you can kind of like I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I'm really bad at this.
You're doing fine.
Karl, what's it like? Is it just the Fridays you do, or are you?
No,
used to
I was helping out. It was 3 classes on a Thursday,
Mhm.
and then I stay and do the
Train.
like train for an hour. At the start, it was real weird because it's a total different
Yeah.
view. Like, because you be in training, and you see like sensei talking, and it looks so easy.
The other
'Cause they're
side
like,
of
you're
the floor.
Showing people how to do stuff, but then when you're trying to teach every group of kids, you're kind of like, oh, like, what way should I
Yeah.
say this
Mhm.
that that'll go straight
will
to their head and
understand.
they'll just do it.
Yeah, you need
It's
like you
kinda-
need to be clear
yeah.
and concise, right?
Yeah.
Like when Kayla was helping coach the kids last week's competition class, she said, side number 1's going to initiate the attack, side number 2's going to read them and counter. And I said, Caitlin, that's perfect. You're talking to 7-year-olds. They don't know what initiate means.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And it was just like you had to like. She totally 100% right because that's how I would say it in the adult class. That's how Scott says it yourself. That's how you would say it. But it was just funny, like seeing her like go through all the very professional way of saying it all. And I was like,
just say like,
dumb it down a bit for the little ones,
Yeah,
It's
I think sorry, go on.
So you want to keep it serious, but you want to keep it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I was like 12 when I started, so I never really was as young as them.
Oh.
So I don't really like. We still did games, but I'm trying to kind of think back a bit. I'm like, what try and see it from their point of view a bit.
their perspective.
When you started helping me, George, on Mondays, I think the first couple of times.
I was awful.
Well, no, that is not what I was going to say.
terrified.
You were very nervous. But do you remember what I got you to do? Did I actually like split the class and get you to
I
go
think
and
you
teach?
did the first
Yeah, I think I
time.
just threw her in the deep end. I was just go for it. Okay, Ben's on a phone call. Yeah, I think I just threw her in the deep end, and like I could see she was nervous. I could see kids would start messing a little bit, and she didn't quite know what to do. But nowadays, she's absolutely flying it.
Yeah.
Like I see her like doing countdowns, like get over there, 3, 2, 1, do what I say, and yeah, doing really well.
It took a while. It took
Yeah.
like I used to come home. It was like the thing I was so scared of every week. But now you just have to push yourself again.
Yeah.
Like with the kumite, you just push yourself and then it comes.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Put yourself in that uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about dojo vibes, yeah? We're
Yeah.
talking about just the vibe of the dojo. So, the one thing that you dislike the dojo, Karl, and you said change yours, but Karl and Ben, you kept quiet.
Yeah, no, I'm struggling.
Your name's not Karl.
I said both of us, so the other girl to say something. Alright, ladies first.
I think like when you see like a new person come in, like a beginner,
Yeah.
like you can tell how like intimidated they are. Thing is like because everyone be lined up in
Yeah.
like grade order,
Yeah.
like they have to walk by the black belts and the brown belts and slowly get down to the end, to the very bottom. I think that's kind of like oh. Then after like a class or two, they're chatting to everyone and it takes a while for them to kind of get into that like vibe.
So you think the worst thing is that we make beginners feel that
Feel
like
the
they don't
burn.
belong. I mean, do it.
Like it'd be like
Yeah,
that anywhere in any other
Yeah,
dojo.
yeah.
That's just
Yeah, you just feeling for them, like feeling
just
the
feel sorry
awkwardness.
for them.
like
You're just looking at them like, oh, Jesus, just put this poor guy out of his misery. Like,
because sometimes you'd be there like warming up and then you'd see them come on the look and then like the second they see that someone else is looking straight and, like the head down kind of just walk like
so,
pretend they're not there.
do you do, because I know you don't, but because of I'll ask anyway, do you do anything to try and make them feel more comfortable on their first day? Or do you just stare at them and go, Christ, they look nervous?
I don't used to stare at them, like I just see that they're there and then I kind of
Ignore them.
yeah, do my own
Rather than
thing.
being like, you alright mate, is it your first day? Yeah. Let's a beginner stand at the bottom. Just to, you know what?
Not really.
Maybe there's something you can do to help that situation.
Yeah.
Take on the senior role.
Yeah, man.
You're a medal-winning Nidan
Yeah.
in the dojo.
it's kind of fun pairing up with the new people.
Yeah.
That's
You
just
know?
because you're a cycling beat.
No, I love I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they need sometimes a bit more motivation almost, because they come in and sometimes like we're all quite friendly and maybe they feel like they're not as friendly.
They feel left out of the banter.
Maybe.
You know, it takes a long time to get in on the
Yeah.
banter.
Yeah, to get
It's like
it
a
on
secret
the
language in this
dojo
dojo.
jokes.
And even then, there are
Uches
levels
and-
of banter that you can have access to.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, you don't have the clearance for that level of banter.
That level of
Yes.
yoshes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I just really I enjoy partnering up with them just because, you know, as I said, I do really enjoy like teaching, so it's always kind of nice to partner up with someone and just kind of help them kind of understand like how to do the thing,
Mhm.
how
Sure.
to do the thing we're learning. Yeah, it's
Okay, so what's your least favourite thing about training in general?
favorite thing.
What's the thing you hate the most about training?
That's a struggle.
We got the same answer from the three young ones.
Three ones,
Yeah,
the ones
yeah,
give the same thing.
yeah.
That's a hard. That's really. I don't know. I'm not great.
From
at
anything
thinking of
that
bad
happens
things.
from the moment you enter the dojo to the moment you leave, what's your least favourite part of it?
Training being over.
It's okay, guys, go home.
Well, I mean, the worst part technically for me would be the commute, just because I live over in Crumlin, and the bus is.
Then I said from the moment you enter the dojo
Yes.
to the moment you leave the dojo.
I know, but this is the worst part for me because it takes like forever. It takes like an hour for me to get from there from point A to point B, and sometimes the thing that takes me from point A to point B doesn't show up, or it's really slow, or the traffic is shite.
Do you have a bicycle?
No, I don't have a bicycle. Yeah. Don't.
Christmas for Ben.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
I had a bike, but it's like really rusted and broken now. Probably too big for it.
Well, we know what Santi's bringing you now.
Yeah.
So Ben is just getting to training.
Getting
rather
to
than
training
actual
is the
training
worst.
itself.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well,
like a hassle.
What about you, Carl?
Probably when you're doing something and you think you're doing it like perfectly and like you're doing it the right way,
Aw.
and then they're like, oh,
No.
that's terrible. Just fix this, fix this, fix this. You're like,
Do you get that more from Ross or Scott?
Scott.
Yeah.
You're doing something. You're like, oh, this feels like I'm
This
doing
is-
it reasonably okay, and he's like, "No, Carl, this is wrong. This is wrong."
You'd be
this
like,
is wrong."
okay, everybody, don't do it like Carl. I think I remember
We've
him
all
doing
been
that a couple of
down,
times.
man.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the thing I hate most about training.
Yeah.
Is
And
in
you
the
spend,
mornings
like-
when it's like, okay, let's watch it. I'm like, okay, I've got this. Boom, and I'll do something. Boom, boom, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to find something to pull apart. Ross is again. And off it goes, and you're just like, oh, for fuck.
And you know he's right once he says
Oh,
it
of
as
course,
well. And
yeah.
you're like,
Well, yeah, we should hope he's right. We're
you
paying
know.
him to be right. Well, not us.
not.
You three are.
It's just like the moment he says it, it's like, oh yeah, he's right. Damn it.
One time
should've
when
thought
I
of
was
that.
really new here, and it was the first or second time I'd been to Scott's classes, and I was a brown belt at the time, and I was given it like welly. Because I was one of those harder, faster, stronger guys. Yeah, I know. And it was like, what did we have to do? Just like do 4 gyakuzukis in a row or something.
Yeah.
But I was firing the hips all wonky, so by the time my punch actually landed, my hip was on its way back.
Yeah.
Just like timing was completely a shambles. But I was absolutely flinging them out, and I thought I was really good. And he got me, not just me, but me and another guy who was making the same mistake, to go up in the front and show everybody how we were doing it. And I was like, cool. So I went up there. And he goes, each one, punch, 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 punch. Okay, so guys, this is very bad. Don't do it. Don't do it like that. I was like, accept me, sensei.
Notice me.
Yeah.
I find it hard when it's like a new thing and everyone gets it really fast, and then you just see yourself in the mirror and everyone else is doing it. And you're just like, what's wrong with me?
Oh yeah, those moments where
Trying
you
to
look in the
teach-
mirror.
Trying to teach Georgia MP was like, oh,
No, I'm just
bane of my
really
existence.
slow at learning stuff, and everyone else is just not everyone, but you know when like
yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, it's this, and then you just feel like, oh
Well, we didn't get your worst thing about the dojo.
yeah. I think
about-
that's just a personal thing though. Just when everyone else is like gets it, but you don't get it, and it just takes forever.
You're on your individual karate journey.
Yeah.
It will take as long as it takes.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Georgia.
It's Just different paths up the same mountain.
But yeah, no, you should be trying to be better than everybody else.
Otherwise, what's the bloody point?
What's the bloody point?
Okay, so what's your favourite time on the dojo then? Your favourite thing to do on the dojo?
Pads.
Hitting pads?
Pads. I love pads.
Good
I love
answer.
hitting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just love like punching things really hard because it's like it's not like you feel like you're doing it really good and it's like no, that's not how you do it. It's like you know it's good and there's like because like you're punching something and you're getting a reaction and you kind of know like how you're
If it's working or not working.
yeah, if it's working. You said I remember you saying that one time about some like in a pads class. You were like, I wanted to do a class like this because you know that you're doing it well.
Yeah.
When
Because you can feel how hard you hit
you
it.
can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great answer because I think that's one of those things. Anything that gives you immediate feedback
Yeah.
is great. Like that's why I loved when I was in Scotland doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know if you're doing it properly because they're either tapping or they're not tapping, and you can't go wrong with that, And I think sometimes with kata and kihon, everything's so like you're what you're feeling isn't necessarily what's supposed to be happening. So it's very difficult to know when you're doing it right or wrong because something that feels good might be completely all over the place. And sometimes some of the things that feel good might be the correct way to do them, but they're really not what we're wanting to happen either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole oxymoronic
Yeah, that's the
thing of karate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like sparring, but like just like free kumite sparring, and then just like I even like remember the Friday thing. It was
When
just
you
like
knocked Ishmael out. Shout out to Ishmael. Intern number whatever.
10, intern number 10 got knocked out.
Didn't make the team. Yeah, but you like
it's like
sparring.
even
Yeah.
like it gives you a different view from the drills because like you can do the drills all day, and then you got to spar somebody and you try do it a few times, it doesn't work, and you're like, right, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe I can change it a certain way, try do it and get it to work for me instead of just doing the drill and then thinking it'll work, and then you go out the competition, you try do it, like
So it's like the feeling of those drills that you learned in class actually paying off then in a sparring situation.
it's kind of just like not thinking about them, but they just happen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Cool.
I love a sparring session with Karl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like getting ready for the World Championships, we stayed behind on the Saturday. No,
No,
Sunday.
it was Sunday after
Tommy thing, so we just done a wee sparring session. It's just, good fun just to remind the youngsters who's the boss. No, it's great fun, because Karl is probably the person who competes the most, apart from Victor. The two of them probably compete the most in the dojo, and Victor's too small. Karl's filled out a bit. He's a bit taller, but the same height as me. No, it's just good fun. Good fun.
I think Kumite as well.
Yeah.
Just not having to think and just reacting and just hitting people.
That's good. Not
I
having
dunno,
to think. So you don't think during kumite?
No, I think.
good.
I think
You can tell sometimes.
No, that's like a thing, first thought or no thought,
Of course, yeah.
Think.
George's master.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 guys who love punching and kicking stuff for people. There you go.
Why didn't any of you say kata?
Yeah, why
Tommy
is,
Sensei is going to be very disappointed when he listens to this.
why is it so? Why exactly? Good question. Why not kata? Be honest. Be brutal.
Yeah, you can
don't
tell us if you think
Scott
kata
says
is
he's not here.
pure nonsense. He won't listen
I'm not
either.
about to chastise you for it. He's all do it, so
Yeah.
that's fine. You all do it.
What do you hate
That's all
about
we can
kata,
ask.
guys? Time to lay it out.
I just don't like the fact that like it's all like form. Like
Yeah.
John like Kumte is more free. It's kind of your own thing.
You're
You
not
can-
restrained.
Yeah, and kind of it's like it's either this way or it's just wrong.
Yeah.
And like
My way or the
sometimes
highway.
it gets a bit frustrating. Like I don't mind doing it, but like I'd rather fight than do it. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I think, yeah, because I think maybe as well, like in Kumite and Kata, you have like in Kumite you have like the one objective of
One objective of.
the one objective of scoring a point on this guy, getting this guy, you've the sole objective of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in kata, it's like the objectives do it really well, but how to get there or like how to do it well is a lot more confusing than just kumite.
I get you.
You know?
If you score a point, you score a point, right?
Yeah.
But like in the old days, they'd say, you know, like the old masters, you know,
Yeah.
like Funakoshi and etc.
Masters.
They didn't want anybody to compete in karate at all.
Yeah.
They said it was bad for your karate. So interesting.
You guys got any questions for us?
Like, when you guys, like, go into teaching, do you, like, have a plan? Or you just kind of, like...
Yeah, actually, yeah. You
I counter that with, can you tell when we have a plan and when we don't have a plan?
Sometimes you kind of change your plan a bit. You're like this, oh, we'll do this, oh, we'll do this.
Yeah, actually, it's like that sounds kind of more interesting.
Like, I think when I teach, I always have a rough idea, but I never go to the point where if something's not working, I get stuck.
Yeah.
So I'll start with something, and then if it's not working, I can then go, oh wait, let's change it to this, because
Yeah.
I'll have an idea of, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and then I realise another class can do the first two steps of what I'm building up to, so let's stay here and then go in different avenues and how to work on those basic things. So you always want to be able to change and adapt the class to whatever.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Sometimes I do come up with the class while you guys are warming up.
Yeah.
I won't, not gonna lie. Sometimes the class is just like,
That's not bad.
you know, the warm up is happening, and I'll go, right, who's here, what grades we got, what's coming round the corner. Like, grading for just now, it's grading time, so
Yeah.
the classes are
Grading
the
season.
same day in, day out, because it's just practicing stuff.
Do you
in order to get
enjoy
everyone ready
those
for the-
classes, or when you
They're
like...
the worst.
No.
Worst classes.
Yeah.
They're very boring for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're boring for the
us.
students too.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Some of them are really like, a few students I think want more of that kind of, I want to do my kata over and over and over and
Yeah.
over again, so they can get ready for the grades. Like, that's their main motivation, so they're happy to be doing the grading syllabus stuff.
Mhm.
Whereas it drives me crazy.
I think for the youngest students though, they don't like that.
No,
Yeah.
I think for the advanced students, like these guys, you guys don't like that, right?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
Karl sprained his ankle. Quotations. That time of year again, injured. He threw himself down those stairs.
Save me.
Like, yeet.
What, like, so, for example, I can't do any kumite stuff or hitting pads or stuff like that
Yeah.
often if it's grading time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, people need to be doing the syllabus, need to be doing the kihon, the specific things are going to be asked, so that they're not going up there without a clue of what they're doing. You know, it wouldn't be fair to them.
Do you ever send people to grading who you're not really sure about? Like,
Oh,
if there's
yeah.
brown belts, or you...
I've had people grade who I've said no to
Yeah.
and grade anyway.
Did they get it?
Definitely not.
Oh.
Never.
Fair enough.
Unless they miraculously pull out
Pull
the
it.
bag. It's happened once or twice where I've said, no, I don't think you can grade, and they show up in the day and they perform better than they ever have in class.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, well, if you perform like that in class, I wouldn't have to say,
No.
no, we wouldn't be in this awkward situation where I now hate you.
Yeah, I've got a brown belt student who has shown up to training twice since summer ended, and not during summer at all. And they're going for their first Q.
Oh.
Is this...
Handed in their book today. No, don't ask me, is it such and such a person? I'm not going to say.
Is it Jonathan or something?
I know that person.
I don't know. I'm not giving away nothing. I'll tell you after the podcast. But yeah, some people get funny ideas, and you know, this person, I told them before, you know, they've wanted to grade before, and I've told them they're not ready, and now they think that without having trained since then, they're going to go for a grading.
With the class today?
I'm not telling you nothing,
I
man,
know
because
it
then
is.
you'll know who
I-
it is
I
and
know
where
it
we
is.
go.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, I know it is.
I'm trying to think who is.
Anyway, this is not enjoyable for the podcast audience. Who could it be? Oh, I think I know. But yeah, students can be frustrating. But about making a plan, like Georgia, we've split the class and I've just gone, go with them, do Hein Shodan and Hein Nidan. That's the extent to which you need to plan a class sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do X and Y. Obviously, it's different for teaching adults and teaching seniors, but teaching kids, it's very easy.
Do you think you guys would be able to cope with teaching an adult class? Like, if you showed up and I said, yeah, like,
I'm
Ben,
over.
Ben, I'm super sick.
Yeah.
I need you to take the class for me. Would you be able to cope?
Oh. I mean, if you gave me instructions on kind of what to do and what to work through, I'd say I could survive, depending on the grades. If it was like brown belts only and below, I'd say I could make it through the class. But if it was like black belts, I'd be like, no.
Okay, well, what if you had 12 brown belts, but you're not getting instructions? You have to structure a class. Do it now.
Oh god. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna since it's grading time, we're gonna work on the basics. We're gonna have the people who are grading come forward, and then we're gonna work through each of the grading.
Are you gonna look at the syllabus? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do the syllabus. Pretty much, and that's how it's gonna happen.
Good job.
That would be a class, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Karl, you've got me, Tommy, Rue at the top of the class, and then you've got 3 brand new beginners at the bottom of the class, and then everyone in between. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Do you know what? Me either.
I don't know.
Just fun stuff. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Well,
That would be a good
start
time for a
off,
pad
like,
session, actually.
Yeah.
Because everybody can hit a
easy
pad.
Kumite stuff.
Yeah.
Make it harder for all the higher levels. Yeah.
Mm.
Be you, Georgia.
Yeah. When you guys were away, I always brought pads with me just as a backup.
Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah,
All else
Georgia.
fails.
Georgia covered so many classes over the summer. You were on your own
Yeah,
for so many of them.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
fair play.
Because there was one class and it was your Irish Town class, and they were
Yeah.
kind of older. They were like 15.
Oh, my Irish Town classes, the older
Yeah.
group are savage. Yeah, Amelia goes to that one sometimes. Who's sulking, creeping about in the background here. But yeah, that's a good class, yeah.
Yeah. So I just bring pads and then do some kumite usually, and then maybe a game
Excellent.
if they're lucky.
Okay, final question before we get on to my favourite part of the podcast. Final question. What is your most embarrassing, because you're teenagers and you're easily embarrassed, what is your most embarrassing moment on the dojo?
Ever, like in their life.
Ever. I've got, I have to say ours as well.
Like fail of the life.
like just the most embarrassing
Just
moment.
existing.
Because
Oh
I know
god.
as a teenager, you guys are embarrassing, yeah?
Yeah,
Embarrass yourselves all the time.
I've been embarrassed for the whole recording of this podcast.
You should coach a fly then, man.
I'm wearing my doggy. It doesn't have a fly. It didn't make me look.
There's a lot to sit through, unfortunately.
I'll tell you mine.
Okay, go
The
on.
most embarrassing moment at the dojo was Kangeko. Me and Scott were. I was wearing Scott's old doggy bottoms.
Oh no.
Remember this? And me and Scott were back to back and we linked arms.
Yeah.
And we're going to squat down and hold the position. And the trousers ripped. But not only did they rip forward in the squat position, so the trousers ripped. I jumped up straight away and Scott was like, ooh, this feeling of falling over. Ended up on his flat on his back. And I'm like jumping away and he's like, Ross, what the fuck? In front of about 80 people in the dojo, so that was pretty embarrassing.
So 80 people in the dojo saw your bum and they saw you let Scott go flying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never heard that before.
That's funny.
That's
That's
class.
a good one.
In recent memory,
There we go,
I'd
now
say
we've
it
opened them
was when I put my name up there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you remember that? So Ben had. I'll just set it up for you, Ben.
Yeah, okay.
Ben had graded to black belt, so he
Right.
had to get his name from the name wall over here and move his little stick with his name on it to the name wall over here. And they got him to do it himself.
So essentially, I started at like the worst part. I went from like the bottom up, and then I moved it. And I didn't know what side to put it on. Yeah, so I almost put it on the wrong side.
He nearly put it up like an eighth down.
And like Scott was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah, Scott was
And I
taking every opportunity to
I
try and
was-
make him shit his pants.
I was smiling. I was trying to smile so hard, but like inside, I just wanted to crawl in a hole and just cry. I felt so sad.
Scott's a way of bringing that
Yeah.
out in people, yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody was lined up watching,
Yeah.
and he like all the names started falling over.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just everything just went wrong, and I was like, I want to die.
Go on then, Carl.
Probably when I was like either first Q or like just got my black belt. Like I was literally about 10 or 11, and Scott had me do the warm up. I was like the first one I did the warm up. And like when you're younger, like you just do what the person's saying. You don't really think about what they're doing. Like now, if somebody does the warm up, I'd be like, oh, that's actually good. I might like use that when I'm warming myself
Sure.
up.
Yeah.
And I literally just stood there told everyone to jump up and down, and I just stopped and stood there. I do, and then
What am I
AJ was
doing?
like, do this, like trying to tell me stuff, and you could just tell that Scott knew that I didn't have a clue.
He just
Again,
froze.
Yeah, it's more the fact that I was like 10. I was like, oh no, this is like the end of the world. That has ever happened.
Once again, Scott bringing the best out of everyone. Go on, Georgia.
I'm trying to think. I remember like last week I was in UK I was in UK with Ross, and you like I was just standing there like Kazamazuki Yakuzuki, and you like swept my foot, but I fell face plant on the floor. My hands didn't move. I think I like passed out or something. I just went boom, but my chest protector saved my face, and I got up and everyone's face was just like, and it just was like silent. I was like, it's good.
Georgia was just making me look cool. That's all that was.
But there was like this like shock. I think people thought like I don't even know, because I just didn't move when I was on the floor.
He stayed there for like a few seconds, just like.
It's just like
Yeah.
Starfish.
I like that. I like when because obviously I get brought up as UK a lot during your classes, Ross. And whenever, obviously it's always controlled and stuff. But if there's a nice smack on it or something, if it makes a good sound, or if it's a throw and if I hit the ground nice and hard, I'm like, ouch! But bet that looked good.
It was on the other day, I go, ooh, when I had Ben out doing Kazamazuki Yakuzuki, and I was just showing them how to time a Moashigiri as the Kazamazuki comes out, like how to read it and time it.
Yeah.
And I was explaining what Ben's doing, and when you can see it, whenever you're ready, Ben, and Ben bounce, and as soon as you went, whoosh, and everyone was like, ooh. Cool.
Yep, you did good.
Your embarrassing moment?
Oh, okay. So Tommy Sensei was leading the second half of the competition class, and he was doing kata and he was doing gankak, and it was like me and loads of kids in the class, like loads of kids, maybe one or two other grown-ups, but we were doing gankak, and we went through it once and then we started again, and he goes, okay, so from the start, okay, bow, us, gankak, and then he turns around and he got an idea, and he's like, what does it mean, anybody, gankak, the meaning of the word gankak? And it was silence for a second, and I was like, means crane on a rock, Sensei. And he was like, for fuck's sake, Rue. Like, we know you know, you bollocks. The question was for all the children. I went red in the face. I felt like such an idiot. I was like trying to be a good boy.
Sometimes though, like I hate when senseis ask like those questions, and they know like everyone's too scared to like offer up the answer on seminars and stuff.
Yeah.
So like there was one time where Scott like asked a question to the class, and there was just silence, and I went, and like whatever the answer was, you know, like how many showmen or something like that, and it was like, yeah, we all know you know, like we know you know, Rose. And I was like, yeah, but let's get the class moving. Come on, like, we'll be here for 10 minutes waiting for these awkward teens to try and offer up an answer, you know.
It's like in English class, like we're reading a book right now. Well, not a book, a graphic novel, but
Cool.
like half the time, right? None of my friends want to put their hands up, like hardly any of them. So there's like 10 seconds of silence, and then I'm like, okay, I'll do this for like the 5th time in a row.
Yeah, I was the same, man. Especially in college, actually. People are even more awkward in university, in my experience.
Like,
I was in like a module on French feminist cinema.
oh no.
And it was obviously full of women.
Yeah.
And there were about three.
That just sums you up, man. I mean, isn't that the most rude class you've ever heard?
and obviously the class is full of women. Actually, the guy teaching it was a man, but you know, he'd say he'd play a clip. He'd play a clip from one of these films that we're studying, and then okay, so what is problematic in that clip? From a gender balance point of view or something like that. And like a tumbleweed rolls through the classroom. So I put up my hand. No, there was a lot wrong with it. So I said the first thing, and then another fucking tumbleweed goes. So I said the second thing, and it was 2 men talking about feminism and misogyny in a room full of women. Anyway,
That's great.
And you became your own example.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Mansplaining.
exactly.
Okay, but now to more current events.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it's time for that
Oh yeah,
that special moment.
that sweet moment.
That fail of the week.
Thanks for joining in, Ben. Nice.
The other two
were
are
like, oh
awkward. Teenager, no, can't have fun. Okay, Karl, you had to sit out class day, and what's your fail of the week? Go on.
I was in work and I was like running downstairs and like I missed the stairs.
Such a basic way of explaining.
I missed a step and then I missed like the rest of the staircase and like landed on like the side of my ankle, like when you twist your ankle.
Yeah.
And ever since then it's just been a
Oh, it's,
balloon. And
you
it's
should
all
see
going
it. It is the size. It's a balloon. His foot's a balloon. It goes in my grave.
Doesn't look good. Yeah, you'll need at least a few weeks off of that.
Yeah, it's a
Bad sprain.
Yeah. But
Phil, learn how to use stairs. Come
I went down the stairs. And
Learn how to
to.
human.
Ben, you got a feel of the week?
Yes. Oh my God, voice crack. Thursday. So we were doing a thing like about like kind of Yakizukis, and we had to do pads. We were doing pads with like a bunch of different types of punches, and I was trying to do the one where you kind of like moonwalk.
The Uberzuki.
The Uberzuki, yeah. And so you like, I was doing that, and I was really kind of overthinking it because I stress a lot sometimes, just kind of doing a new thing sometimes, and I was stressing, and I just threw like the shittest punch ever, and Sensei Scott saw, so it's like, Ben, that was shit. and he brought me up to the class. And he was like, okay, so. And then he was like, "Don't do this." He didn't bring up my name, saying that I did it, or anything like that. He was kind of showing example of like, "Don't do this, do this," and he just punches me, and then he just like he does it a couple more times, and then they're like, because as well, I had to eat my dinner quick because I got home pretty late. I had to eat my dinner really quick, so it was all like down there, and I was like, Don't do anything that you want to that you'll regret.
Was it very sore?
Well, it wasn't like sore. It was just like, I'm gonna throw up if he keeps doing this because of all the dinner. Wow. So I was like, and then at one point I just kind of like do the thing, you know, when you kind of like breathe through your mouth, like that sort of thing. I don't know how to replicate that in the sound, but like you just kind of go like. And since I got saw as well, and I was like, oh no.
You were a bit winded. You were trying to get your breath back.
No, not necessarily winded. It was just like, don't throw, don't spew everywhere on top of Sensei Scott.
Oh my God, class!
Oh my God! Just projectile that shit.
That would be amazing.
See him dodge that.
See him block that like, whoosh.
The old elbow block. Georgia.
I was talking about it before the podcast, but on Wednesday, I don't even know. But Caitlin, we just started and we're doing like a drill, not even like sparring. We're just doing a little drill. Caitlin hit my nose she tipped my nose with the gloves once. I was like, okay. She did it again, and then but then she did it again, and then I just kind of like stopped, and then I saw Ross, like he was kind of in front of me, and I could see him just watching me, and I just started crying, and I was just like, can I just step off, please? And everyone just looks at me because I'm like, oh, they're like psycho or like a baby, like I can't, like.
It was just, I don't know, man. It was just one of those things, like watching. You got tipped in the nose a few times, and you wasn't sore. You weren't in pain. You weren't like complaining about it, but you were just like, I don't know, just emotional. Yeah. You're just like, oh,
and I
can
knew
I
I
handle this?
I just couldn't go back. Then I couldn't go on Thursday. Then I couldn't go Friday, but I was back today.
Oh, you were traumatized, were you?
I don't know. No, I was completely fine. That's the thing. But I just
needed a break.
I just needed a break.
Yeah.
Cracks were showing.
What did you do?
Caitlin does kind of bop you though, even if it's just a drill.
Yeah.
When she's got the pads on, she does bop you on the nose. Right. So Adam today, when we were doing that 5 Kazami Gaku thing, and then all the Urim watches, Adam's head was like, bop it back each time.
That's because of the Parmesan restriction. Jason's got them
oh yeah,
smacking each other in the face.
Devils, yeah.
Smash each other in the face all the time.
My fail of the week is last Saturday when I was teaching my classes in Churchtown and West Park. I forgot my belts. So I did my classes in Churchtown with my one class in Churchtown without a belt on, and it was fine. I was just like, kids, what's different? You forgot your belt, Sensei. Yeah, but I'm still the boss. And then the class was just normal.
Yeah.
But then I felt stupid not wearing a belt. So when I got to West Park, Adam mentioned that Adam is one of our black belts in the dojo. He helps me with my class in West Park. He mentioned that he had his brown belt in his bag. You know, his old brown belt. So I put it on because I just felt I looked
How
stupid.
you ought to meet him with a
Yeah.
brim. Yeah, look, all of us are like, look at Adam with a brim.
I would have felt mean doing that. I was the one who forgot my belt.
Yeah, but that's why you have these like guys here.
I don't
If
know.
that was me, I would be like, Carl, get a brown belt out of the bag. I'm wearing your black belt.
No, I felt that wasn't fair.
Your belt's like that length on
me.
tiny on you. For me, it wouldn't make
Yeah,
it.
so I had to wear a brown belt for 2 classes.
Yeah. Wow.
And also I had parents coming up to me, like, no, potential parents, like people who saw the class on and goes, oh, what age do you take new beginners from and stuff? And, do you have any other classes on? Asking me questions about, signing up their kid. And I'm standing there in a brown belt. Yeah. So I had to be like, usually I do wear a black belt. It's just today,
So my fail was on Tuesday night. Having a late dinner, I got myself some paella.
Definitely not how you say it.
How would you say it? Paella?
Paella.
Some paella from a...
You sound like Juan.
Paella. Paella. Hola, ¿cómo estás? From Lidl, and it was like on the reduced section. It was cheap. So I had a mistake. I didn't realise until it had prawns in it, and they were dodgy. So the next morning I was spewing everywhere. So Rue, the gent he was, taught my morning class, which is very nice. But I had to go and teach for the rest of the day because we don't have. One of the things about this business is that there's not really a lot of people able to cover classes, especially if you're outside the dojo. Different if they're staying in the dojo, but if they're moving about the place, it's a bit tricky. So I thought I'll bite the bullet and just go. So I was in Harold's Cross doing my class, and I was, okay, you guys, feet together, bounce. It was okay, and everyone you guys just jump up and down, and I'm going to stand here. Why you know? Okay, I'll try and do that. And so I was fighting back the urge to vomit on everyone.
That would have made headlines.
That would have made that would have gotten trending on YouTube. I swear to God.
That would have traumatized those poor children.
What's
they would have found it
when
hilarious in
you
that
get
class. They would have been like,
Sensei sick.
So yeah, food poisoning, not fun.
Phil, don't eat dodgy prawns, Ross.
Don't eat dodgy prawns. That's
Life
the rule.
advice with Rue Sensei.
Any last minute things you want to add, guys? This is it. You've got your platform.
You want to call out some of your enemies in Eastern Europe, Karl?
Nah.
Romania, I'm coming for you.
Romania, you're dead. Karl's not a racist. It's the competitions. There's lots of Romanians there. That's all.
Oh God. Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, definitely.
Ben's got a YouTube channel. What's it called?
Channel. It's called Mr. Bubbly. It's spelled really weirdly. Yeah.
Mr. Buble.
Yeah, 1 B and 2 E's instead of a Y. It's really weird. So it's like BUBLEE.
What kind of content we got in there, Ben?
Oh God, a lot of video games.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, I more Fortnite than I'd like to admit. Unfortunately,
guys, if you have kids who are into their Fortnite,
if you have,
don't watch PewDiePie or whoever
No.
you're watching. Go watch Bubbly.
Bubbly.
Mr. Bubbly.
Mr. Bubbly.
Link in the description.
It's safe for kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no swear words on that?
I try not to.
Okay.
It's like
Parental
it
guidance.
crops. Yeah, PG. It crops up. But most of all, it's fine.
Do you want to add in with any last words?
Just don't do anything when there's Adam's channel.
Sign off in a cool way.
Do something cool, Georgia. Do something cool now. Come on.
Make like a gun sound. Like,
Sing.
Well, thanks for joining us, embarrassing these three teenagers for
these
an
guys
hour.
out their misery.
Yeah. All right, deep bows and usses,
Ooh.
folks.